power goes through a transmission, which changes the speed so that the prop is spinning at 2200 RPM and the engine is spinning at 3400 RPM, which means you get a lot of thrust. And that's part of the reason why you can spin that great big prop to get that thrust, is because it turns slower. All right, now he's going to fire it up, warm it up just a little bit, and then he'll get out there on the runway and he'll go up to get the brakes set. He'll carefully bring the power up, make sure he's got the right flap setting, and then once he gets to full power with everything checked out, then he'll be able to release the brakes and take off. Now, when he does that, we want to count off how many lengths of the airplane it takes for him to get off the ground. And you'll be amazed. I get amazed, and I've done this narration again and again and again, and it's wonderful. This is quite the airplane. Now, there's several modifications on this airplane that we at JARS have designed and installed. One of the more obvious is the cargo pod. And the cargo pod is fiberglass. It gives you about 20 cubic feet more area to store things, and that's why that airplane looks pregnant. The story goes that we had one of these in Indonesia. The first one that flew into a village. The ladies in villages in Indonesia are pretty quiet usually. They stand back and talk to themselves. Well, this day when they flew in with a cargo pod on it, they began to chatter. And everybody's going, what's that about? Well, then one of the guys who's an avid model airplane flyer pulled the model airplane out of the cargo pod, and they were convinced the airplane had just had a baby. All right. Now this airplane has been in Indonesia, but one of the problems in Indonesia and a number of other places in the world, you cannot get aviation gas, or if you can get it, it is very expensive. And as a result, we had 4 of these airplanes in Indonesia, and we have had to stop flying them because you can't get avgas, or it is so expensive, as in $22 a gallon. So jet fuel is what we're shifting to, and this airplane right over here is what's kind of replacing it. That's not our airplane. A gentleman loaned it to us. All right. Now, he's got in position. He's checked all his control surfaces. He's got the brakes on. Power is coming up. We're going to count the lengths of the takeoff. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and he is off. Now, if you are flying a Cessna, please don't try this. Cessnas will not do that, and they will be a problem for you. So, please don't do that. This airplane was designed by 2 professors, one from MIT, one from Harvard, back in the late 40s, early 50s. And what they did was they said, well, we want to take all of the high-lift devices that we know and incorporate them in one aircraft. Hence, the slats, the interceptors, the stabulator, all of those things. And they made a couple of prototypes, and then they started production. And they are just outstanding airplanes. However, one of the problems besides using avgas is they have been out of production for the most part since 1976, which means that we have to have all of the tooling and the people and the machines to be able to maintain these aircraft. And God has blessed us and allowed us to do that. All right, now let's do the same thing again. We're going to count off how long it takes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you got to stop. What do you say? Isn't that cool? Once again, please don't do this in other airplanes because it will put you into a world of hurt. All right, now let's next take off. We're going to use an imaginary canyon, okay? There's a wall over here, and there's a wall over there, and Mike says, okay, I know I can climb pretty quick, but I can't out-climb those canyon walls. So what he'll do is roll it into a turn, all the time maintaining full power and being able to go back and forth and climb right out of that canyon. And this is a trick that mission pilots everywhere use. The Helio does it better than any. All right, back to full power. We're going to count off again. Brakes are released. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he is off again. Now, let me tell you, he is not doing anything dangerous. This is not out of the ordinary for this aircraft. It handles that with no problem at all. Okay, see, he's rolled into that turn. Now he's going to head towards the other canyon wall. And it looks like he's going to make a left turn. Yep, there he goes. Climbing all the time, getting out from in that canyon. What a cool machine. I love to watch this. It really does wonderful things. All right, now, an airplane that just flies slow doesn't help us a whole lot. We have to be able to use the airplane to get us from one place to another. In just a minute, he's going to come around, pull the flaps all up, and then he's going to zing on down the runway and show us what a cruise pass looks like. Probably, once he gets it all leveled out, a high cruise would be 130 miles an hour or so. And the other good thing